Hey, what's going on, students? This is Mr. Randa again, back here for Polynomials video number 13, the luckiest one of all. This one is about solving a quartic polynomial. Wow, I tried drawing a clover. Is it a clover or a windmill? I really can't tell. Well, good thing I teach math and not art class. Clover fail. Anyways, I tried. So, moving on. This is a trick for solving quartic polynomials. So, of course, quartic, that means x to the fourth. So, equations that look like this. I should probably change this a little bit. This should be quartic polynomial equations, just to be totally technical. So, I'm going to show you 3 examples, and then we'll be on our way. So, here we go. So the first one I got here, this is x to the fourth minus 2x squared minus 15, and of course all equals 0. Don't forget, like before, this is what you want to have. You want everything on the one side, right? Get it all on the one side, organize yourself, organize your life, so it all equals 0. Once I got this, I can go ahead and proceed. So of course, again, as I proceed, this is x to the fourth power, so that means I should, keyword here should, not guaranteed, have 4 answers. Right? You could have less, you can't have more. Anyways, here's the thing though. We haven't learned how to solve fourth powers, like quartic polynomial equations. We can solve quadratics though. I could graph this, but if I graph this, I'm only going to get 2 answers. And that's a problem. Because 2 are going to be real, 2 are going to be imaginary. Yes, they're not real, but they still exist. Weird, huh? So anyways, here's how I can do this. Here's a trick. Doing something called U, as in you and me, substitution. So I'm going to do here, try and catch this trick. If you were in class with me, you already saw it. Try and catch it again. I'm going to substitute x squared for a letter U. And if you don't like U, then pick a different letter. So anyways, when I do that, instead of x to the fourth, I get u squared, because x squared is x to the fourth. Then I have minus 2x squared, so this is going to be minus 2u, because again, x squared is u. And then minus 15 equals 0. So I come down here now, and I've changed this equation into this one. It's really the same equation. I just have changed x squared to take the place of, so I've changed u, created that to take the place of x squared. So now I'm going to go here and work on this u equation, which I can factor. Because this is a really easy factoring problem. I want to find 2 numbers that multiply negative 15 and add a positive 2. Sorry, negative 2. Because that's a negative 2 right there. So what does this? Well, 3 and negative 5 will. So this can factor into u minus 5 and u plus 3. So I have 2 answers. U equals 5 and u equals negative 3. Because again, that's your factor, u minus 5. So plus 5 is your answer, your 0, your root, if you will. U plus 3 is a factor, so u equals negative 3 is your answer, your 0, your root. But I'm not quite done yet, because if you look all the way back, I'm solving for x, not u. U is a temporary trick to make this something I can do, because I can't really factor fourth powers in the same way, but I can factor second powers. So I just do a little trick. Okay, so anyways, because u equals x squared, I can then plug x squared back in. So I substitute, and then I put it back in. Think about it like a movie, like a stunt double. So it temporarily takes the place during all the action. That's u. U is your stunt double. It comes in, does all dirty work. X is the one that starts off the scene, ends the scene, looks good, gets all the money, gets the girl, all that good stuff. So anyways, we put x squared back in. So x squared equals 5, x squared equals negative 3. Now I solve that. How do you solve that? You know what to do. Square root both sides. So x equals plus or minus root 5. And square root this. Negative radicals. Gross, right? So x equals plus or minus I root 3. So I can't break down root 3 anymore. So these are my answers. There's 1, 2 answers here because of plus and minus. And there's 3, 4 answers here. So I'm supposed to have 4 answers because it was a 4th power. There it is. So on top. So these are my 4 answers. And there you go. So I'm done. Do 2 more and we're out of here. Okay, and the next example is second of 3. 2x to the 4th plus x squared minus 6 equals 0. Good. It's all on the one side. Happy, we can go on now. So I'm going to do the same thing as before. Do something called u substitution. So put u in as my stunt double. So that's a really bad 2. No excuse for that, Shane. I mean, Mr. Randa. Anyways, so 2x to the 4th will become 2x, not x, 2u squared. All full mistakes today. Plus u instead of x squared. After all, they're the same thing. Minus 6 equals 0. So now I'm going to solve this. So I can factor this. A times c. I need to find numbers that multiply to negative 12 and also add to just positive 1. That happens when you get 4 and negative 3. So because it's not just 1 for the u squared part, the a part, I have to do the longer version of factoring. So here we go. I rewrite this now. Keep yellow here. So 2u squared plus 4u minus 3u minus 6 equals 0. So I'm just pulling apart that middle term again, right? Splitting it up. Factor both sides separately. This might be reviewed for a lot of you guys, but you should remember this once you look at it again. So then I get 2u comes out, and then u plus 2 is left from the first part. This is that factoring by grouping. Over here in the second part, a minus 3 comes out, and u plus 2, divided negative by negative, comes out. Good, they're the same. So I have my 2 factors. I have 2u minus 3, and I have the u plus 2, because those are the same. So from this, I get 2 answers. I get u equals negative 2. That one's pretty obvious. But from this one, I got to solve it. So 2u minus 3 equals 0. So 2u equals 3. That means that u equals 3 halves, or 1.5, whatever you want to call it. So I'll say u equals, we'll go 3 halves. Why not? Keep it in fractions. So there's my answers in u. But again, u is your stunt double. Let's put the pretty boy actor back in. So we have x squared equals 3 halves, and x squared equals negative 2. So then to solve both, again, just square root both sides. So over here, x equals plus or minus the square root of 3 halves. I can't really break down either 1, 3, or 2 more, so as weird as that looks, that's fine. You could type in your calculator also and get 2 answers, plus and minus, if you want decimals. Totally up to you. For the other 2, square root both sides, and I'm going to have x equals plus or minus, again, square root both sides, you get a plus or minus answer, don't forget that, I root 2, because I can't break down that 2 anymore. So there you go. There's my 1, 2, plus or minus, 3, 4, plus or minus answers to the original equation. And there you go. 2 down. 1 more to go. And for the third one, I throw you a little curveball here. Instead of x to the 4th, we have x to the 6th. This can still be solved the same way. Relax, take a deep breath. We'll get through this. Here's what I can do to solve this one. First off, before you ever factor anything, I don't care what type of polynomial it is or what type of equation it is, before you do anything, you always, did I say always? Want to look for common factors. Because if you can factor things out, it makes the problem easier. It makes the powers less, makes the numbers smaller. In math, smaller numbers are better. So in both of these, I can factor out an x squared. So I can rewrite this, pull the x squared out, and I have x to the fourth minus 16 equals 0. So now I can just go from here. By the way, side note, from this, I have x equals 0 twice, because I have x squared. So that's one answer. It's technically a double answer. Does that really matter? No, just saying. And now I can factor this one down. So now I'm going to basically keep this here, the x squared on the side, and work with this. So I'm going to do that u substitution again. So u equals x squared. So this is going to turn into u squared, because again, x squared is x to the fourth, minus 16 equals 0. We go from there. So again, how do I, because here, a is 1, b is 0, because there's no u term on its own, and c is negative 16. So how do you multiply the negative 16 and add to b, which is 0? Well, 4 or negative 4. So this factors into u plus 4 and u minus 4 equals 0. So then from here I get u equals negative 4 and u equals positive 4. But again, am I done? Nope. I gotta plug that x squared back in, because again, u is my stunt double. So x squared equals negative 4 and x squared equals positive 4. So then now I solve this. So for the negative 1, it's going to be an I answer. So x equals plus or minus. And the 4 breaks down to just positive 2. So plus or minus 2i. There's 2 answers. And this one, algebra 1 stuff here, 4 is just 2. So it's plus or minus 2. This one, even though it looked very intimidating at first, with the 6th power, way up here on top, the answers are actually pretty simple. Oh, we also have the 0 answer as well. So 0 is also an answer. So actually, we have 5 distinct answers, even though there are 6 powers, because that one, this was a double answer. So we have technically 2 from 0. And then, if I scroll down here, we have the 3, 4, 5, 6. So there you go. Even the higher powers you can do. I'm good for now. Thanks for sticking to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed this and got some learning done from this. If not, I apologize and see you with questions. See you in class. Adios.